I decided to start adapting The Great Gatsby in graphic form, I knew it was going to be an enormous task, but I didn't anticipate that it would take 6 years. My interest in doing this adaptation was not to simplify The Great Gatsby or to do a condensed, easy-to-read version, but to try and cast an interesting new light on the book. I think that the book is perfect and stands alone beautifully as an original, but I guess I wanted to riff on it a bit like a jazz musician might with a standard piece. The first thing that people notice when they look at my adaptation is that the characters are not human. What I wanted to do here was, well, for me these characters, they're enormous, they're larger than life, and they seem to go beyond what a human being drawn on a page could do. So I wanted to create creatures whose every physical feature spoke of the personality that Fitzgerald had created for them. Something that I'm really passionate about in the graphic novel form is those storytelling devices that are unique to the medium. The one that jumps out at you is layout, the way that images are set out on a page. You can actually show the reader various moments in space and time all at once, and while they are travelling pretty much top to bottom, left to right in one direction, they're also taking in the atmosphere and the atmosphere of the page as a whole, and conversations that go in multiple directions between the frames. So I've got a couple of examples. This one here on page 25. This is where, at the beginning of the novel, Nick, the narrator, has just spent a fairly confronting and confusing evening at his cousin Daisy's house, and we've got Nick sitting in the middle of the picture with little grabs of the other characters placed around him, and this partly represents where they are geographically because they're in different parts of the house, they're not all sitting with him, but partly his sense of being surrounded by this world of people who have certain codes and certain intrigues that he only half guesses at. Another thing that the layout can be used to achieve is really interesting effects with timing. Timing's crucial in this form because you want the reader to have a sense of suspense or a sense of the way the story is paced. One part of the novel where this really was very important was that excruciating scene where Nick has Daisy and Gatsby over at his house to meet for the first time in 5 years, and I'm looking here at page 133, where what I wanted to do in this page and the pages around it was really have the black space around the frames giving a sense of terrible hanging time that's just excruciating for all of the characters. When you're reading a novel, and The Great Gatsby is a beautiful example of this, you have the narrator's voice in your head. You don't stop and think whether they're sitting in a coffee shop telling it to you. You just have the voice immediately in your head. In the visual form, I wanted to actually draw attention to the fact that there is a narrator and there is a voice, and how is this story being conveyed to you? Is it reliable? Is it partial? Is this something that a person has put together with omissions and gaps and so on? So I've actually, and we're looking at just the first 4 pages of the book, this is pages 2 and 3, we actually see Nick, the narrator, putting his photograph album together, pasting in photographs of that fateful summer, and that is of course the book that you're holding in your hands. So while at no point in the novel does Nick say, I was looking at my old photograph album, or refer to any photographs, here we see him putting it together as a way of looking at his narrative process, how he might have put this story together, and we see him pasting together torn photographs because of course the events of this novel tore its protagonists apart.